Hey everyone, DLC Review here. And I just kind of wanted to talk about the saves in the game. Now, I know I'm DLC Reviewer, but technically, the saves are just extra DLC. I know DLC is downloadable content, and it's things that you usually buy to get, but I feel as if, you are kind of buying the drills to unlock the saves, and you're also, you can buy skins off the community market and whatnot, so I said I'd kind of give my opinion on it. So, the saves were first brought in during CrimeFest 2015, at the very start, may I add, when they said that everything in the update was going to be free. So the saves were free to get. You can get the saves for free, or you can buy them if you want to get a specific save. The drills, on the other hand, that opened the saves were not free. They cost €2.10 in my currency, which is probably about $2. I'm not so good with the exchange rates. But the saves were able to be dropped, or were able to be obtained through the card selecting thing after you finish the heist. I'm going to call it loot drops. They were possible. It was possible to get the true loot drops, and on Crime Fest Day 8, it was possible to get the drills true loot drop as well. They added it in because obviously, everyone was absolutely outraged at how you had to pay, and it was microtransactions and this whole hibbly jibbly. But honestly, we're well past that, like ages past it. There's been so many videos going on about it that I'm just not gonna I'm not gonna cover the whole cringe fest thing that they called it, I think. I'm not gonna cover any of it. I'm just gonna talk about the saves in general, and whether it's worth actually opening them or not. So they were brought in during Crime Fest, and there are 10 saves, and I'm only counting 10. There are 11, but I'm not counting the completely overkill save because that was part of the completely overkill pack. And to be honest, there was only ever one save given to people. You can't trade the skin that you get inside, and you only got one drill with it as well. You didn't have to buy the drill, obviously, because you paid, like, I don't know, how much was the completely overkill? Like €20 or something? I don't know exactly. I'll put something up on the video there that you're looking at when I'm going through editing. But for now, 10 saves, and those saves are the CrimeFest 2 safe, the Sputnik safe, the First World safe, the Slaughter safe, the Dallas safe, the Bodhi safe, the Christmas safe, the Goat safe, the Wolf safe, and the Jimmy safe. Now, some of these saves are retired, like the CrimeFest 2 safe, the First World safe, and the Slaughter safe, and the Christmas safe. All four of them are retired. The Christmas safe might come back because it is a Christmas safe, so it might be seasonal, or I don't know exactly how that's going to work. But the CrimeFest safe and the Sputnik safe were brought in during CrimeFest. The First World safe and the Slaughter safe were brought in with the Dallas safe, actually. Sorry, during the Dallas pack, which brought back the First World Bank and the Slaughterhouse with the saves respectively. The Bodhi safe was brought in during the Point Break heists, or the Point Break update, which was part of a movie deal. The Christmas save was brought in at Christmas. I don't know exactly. I don't think I actually got to open one of them. The Goat safe was brought in during the Goat Simulator DLC, which I will eventually get to once I've covered the rest of them. The Wolf safe was brought in during the Wolf safe DLC, and the Jimmy safe was put into Payday 2 along with the Jimmy drill when they brought the Murky Station heist and the Boiling Point heist, which were both part of the Hardcore Henry pack, which was another free DLC, but was also part of a movie. The CrimeFest 2 safe, the Sputnik safe, the Dallas safe, the Bodhi, Wolf, and Jimmy saves can all be traded and sold for. I'm pretty sure all of them, except for the Jimmy safe right now, are going for 3 cents. It's yeah, it's really weird. Like they're like the crates and whatnot in Team Fortress 2 and Counter-Strike. They go for like 20 cents at first, and then there's 3 cents because there's just an overwhelming amount of them. But the drills never go down below the €2.10 price that you can buy them for off of Overkill themselves, instead of having to go through instead of having to go through the community market and buying one, because like the community market ones are always like €2.40, which is probably like $2.30 something cent. So it's not really worth going near the market for the drills at all. Now, each of the saves come with their own specific skins. I'm pretty sure the CrimeFest 2 safe has 16 skins alone. So I'm not going to cover the skins. If you want to see the skins, I'll leave a link to the Wikia where it talks about the skins. And you can have a look at the skins yourself. I don't actually have any. I only have like 7 or 8 of the skins. So if there's 16 in the first one, there's probably 16 in each of them. So that's 16 by 10, which is 160 skins. And may I add that when you go to look at them, in my opinion, some of the skins look okay. There was one skin that I got. I can't remember what it's called, but it looked decent enough. But the majority of them, the commons more specifically, and it's probably done like that on purpose. The commons and the uncommons are pretty ugly. Like, took no time to make. The rare ones don't. They look okay, but in some saves they look really bad, and the legendary ones just no, get away from me. They're just like, if you want a good example, look at Midas Touch from Crime Fest 2 safe. Now you could argue and say, oh, it was the first legendary weapon that they made, so they were just kind of getting the concept ideas out to see what people were like. But no, it doesn't look right to me, at least. It just no. Now, the one thing that I noticed when I was, I have some footage there. I'll probably play it now. I was opening a, which one was I opening? I think it was the Jimmy safe. Yeah, I think I was opening the Jimmy safe and I got a rare skin. And what I noticed is that the rarer skins, now from rare to epic to legendary, all have modifications included on them already. Which, in my personal opinion, is a terrible idea. Now, you can swap them out. I had a look, and it is possible to swap out the modifications on the skins. So if you get a skin and it has a really bad sight that you don't like, you can still swap it out, and it'll keep the color and all that. But it doesn't really help when you've played Payday for like 600 or 700 hours, and you've already got like the majority of the mods for all of the weapons. And you get this skin and it already has the mods there. And you're just like, why? What's the point of having the mods? But then you think, well, new players who are coming in are going to see these drills. And they're going to be like, oh, it's like Team Fortress, or oh, it's like Counter-Strike, so I can get these cool skins. Or maybe they haven't played a game before and they're like, oh, do you know what? I got this free drill. I opened it and I got a pretty cool skin. So I'm going to go and get another skin. You know, I'm going to go pay €2, 10 cent, $2, whatever. And, you know, just open it, and then they get it, and it's rare skin, and they're like, wow, it's rare, and it's got modifications on it already that I've never seen before. There you go, they've got their mods. Then, it's great for them, but for, you know, veteran players like myself, you already have all the mods, so the only thing that really the skin's bringing is just the recolor. So, I also remember reading that some of the legendary skins have some pretty unfair stats. Like, the mods that they get are all, like, top mods, if you get what I mean. I, myself, personally haven't actually gotten a legendary, skin before. I'm about to looking it up there. The legendary mods, actually, the mods that come with them can't be moved. So they do get stat boosts. Like, they get really powerful stat boosts, but you can't change the mods, which I guess, okay, it's a bit of balancing if you want to argue, but that's about it, really. Okay, so let's see. Why do I think that the saves were brought in? The saves were obviously brought in, you know, like, for the most obvious reason, to get overkill more money, but not for the reasons you might think. I looked it up the other day before I started recording this. There's nowhere. If someone in like the comments can send me a link, I'll put an annotation over this portion of the video and tell you to skip ahead. If someone can prove this to me. But as far as I know, it is as far as I know, Overkill have not used any money from the drills or saves or anything from the community market, you know, through skins and all that, on heists, you know, like make it so they can pay more people so they can get the heists out quicker. Goat Simulator was a collab. The Point Break heists were a movie, so they probably got paid by the people who were making the movie. Same with Jimmy. The Hardcore Henry thing was a movie deal as well. What other saves do we have here? The First World Bank, the Dallas pack, was a reskin of the old one, so they more than likely did that by themselves. But they already had a general idea of, you know, what the heists were, so all they had to do was just take the old heists and make them look pretty, and then there you go. Like, and this is where I don't like the idea of the saves, right? The saves were brought in, yes, for money, but not to get the heists or anything made out quicker. They were brought in so Overkill could get I know I've said it, but it's just more money. They put out the thing for €2. Someone buys it for €2. There's €2 for them. Valve might get like 10% of it or something. So they get like, I'm not very good with maths, but like maybe €1.90 or something. I don't know exactly. 10% of €2. It's probably 20. Yeah, it's 20 cents, isn't it? So Overkill gets 180, which is probably like $170 or something, and then Valve gets 30 cents or something. But like I said, I'm not very good with the maths. But they literally put it in so they could be lazy. They throws things out, and then people buy them, and all they have to do is just sit there. They don't even have to release DLC anymore. They could just drop Payday altogether. Sure, a lot of people would like leave the game in frustration if they did that, but they just did it because they're lazy. And I love Payday, and I hate to say that they're lazy because they're obviously not lazy. Like, they've done so much DLC, they've brought out so much. But the second they brought these microtransactions in, they knew it was like putting on cruise control. But when you have cruise control on, you still have to steer. It's not going to automatically do it for you. It's annoyed me the way that can work. How you just throw out some skins and some weapons or some items in some kind of shop, and you make it so they're sellable on the Steam market, and you can trade skins, like much like how you can trade for weapons in Team Fortress, but you're trading skins for skins. It's not like in Team Fortress where you can trade a hat for a skin, or you can trade a skin for a better skin if the person doesn't know what they're doing, or if they're a friend. And by doesn't know what they're doing, I'm not encouraging people to go out and trick people into giving them their super rare, unusual Bronco pistol in Team Fortress or something. I'm listing off Payday weapons now, and then be like, hey, I'll give you a hat, a gibbous. I'll give you a gibbous for it. Is it vintage? No. Okay, yeah, I'll take it. But it's just annoyed me how they can get away with this whole thing, because what they can do is the Steam community market. What I read online is that when you sell things, 15% of whatever you're selling it for goes to, the 10% of it goes to the developer, and 5% of it goes to Valve. So, say you sell something for €1, right? We'll just make it very easy, very simple, because like I said, I'm not very good at maths. So 10% of €1 is 10 cents. So there, Overkill gets 10 cents, and then 5% is 5, so Valve gets 5. So 10 to Overkill, 5 to Valve. Doesn't seem like a lot, but if you take the fact that thousands of people are doing that, so like you buy skins for €1, and I've seen loads of people doing it, like the little stats thing going up and down saying, oh, people bought it for €1 and 10 cents, €1 and 5 cents, €7 cents, and it keeps ventilating up, and even if ventilating is even a real word, like what's the word for vibrating? Yeah, that's what I meant, like but so all they have to do is just sit there, and people will come along and open up the saves or whatever, get their skin, and they'll sell it. And then Overkill gets 10 cents or 5 cents, or even, like, depending on the price. Like, I only use the euro. Imagine if someone sold something for €10. They get, like, whatever 10% of €10 is, whatever 10% of $10 is. I'm absolutely horrible with it. It's probably like $1 or €1 or something. And Overkill get that, and then Valve obviously, like, get the 50 cent or the 5 cent or whatever. So Valve are obviously making a little bit off it too. But Valve didn't make Payday 2, and also Valve are continuously making sure that everything is okay. Like, they have to manage Steam. Now, I was about to say that they had to make sure that Team Fortress is okay, but I just remembered that Team Fortress actually has their own individual team, and that Team Fortress is going to shit anyway. So enough about Team Fortress. Payday 2. The reason why I think they were put in was literally just money. Now, obviously, that's the correct answer. Money, because they're going to sell them for money. But it's so they could do nothing and get money. So that way they don't have to bring any more heists out, and they still get money from people just doing anything. You buy a drill, they get money. You sell a drill, they get money. You sell a skin, they get money. You buy a skin, they get money. Money they get... It's only like little nidges, but it's like in a boss battle, where if you're fighting them, and you can keep yourself alive by using just the right healing and like having the right strategy, you can just keep chipping away at his health until he eventually dies. And that's the exact way that Payday's going. Overkill are sitting there chipping away at Payday's health, getting money every time they do that little bit, 10 cent, 5 cent, 5 cent, 5 cent, 5 cent, and then Payday dies. They leave Payday. They say, that's it. That's all we're working on. And that's it. They just leave it. And then they just keep getting money from the dead horse. They keep beating this dead horse, and every time they beat it, like 5 cents and 10 cents pour out of its mouth in like mass amounts. So they come back every month, they check, oh, there's another $1,000 paycheck, there's 5,000, 10,000, blah, 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 blah. And it's pure laziness, and that's why I don't want these saves in. But they're stuck, that's it. They're here to stay, and Almir's said multiple times they're here to stay, and he knows exactly the reason why, because the amount of money that can be made off it. Now, I could be 100% wrong about the fact that the developers get 10% of it. But right now, as of this recording, I'm not going to edit anything out. I'm just going to have this go straight through. I'm just going to have gameplay playing over or something like visuals. But as I can see it now, that's the way that this is going. It's just pure laziness. So the benefits of having saves, which is number 5 on my little list here, there are no benefits. Other than giving overkill money, like I've said previously. Sure, maybe you can unlock a really cool skin that costs like $15 or €15 or whatever, and you have a game, like Enter the Gungeon is $13.49 right now, 10% off, and you really want that game, so you sell it for €14 or $14 or whatever, and yeah, sure, so there you go, you got it, now you can go buy your game. But that's also, like, I would definitely encourage you, if you're going to get a game, yes, sell your skin. But I would not encourage, like, supporting overkill, like, in this kind of way. They, like, all of their DLC costs, like, $110 altogether. So the game is 20 plus 110, so that's 130. So say if someone new comes into the game, they're like, you know what, I'm going to buy all the DLC straight off the bat. There's $130 or euro that Overkill have got straight off the bat. And then they're getting all the extra money from the saves being in. So the only person that the saves are benefiting is Overkill. You know, the company themselves, which is obviously why they were put in. And I've said it multiple times. You just heard me rant about it, so I'm not going to continue it. But the other benefit is that the players can also get something back from them. But unfortunately, with people going and selling the skins for so much, then Overkill are getting so much from it. And Valve as well, like, obviously they're still in this. They're also part of the problem because of Team Fortress and Counter-Strike, and I don't know, I think Dota has something like that as well. I don't really play Dota, so if someone can, like, tell me about that, I'd be grateful. But the fact that they can just be so lazy now, and they just wait for the players to unlock the saves and just to sell anything. So even though you're getting that €15, you're not really you're not getting the benefit yourself. Overkill's getting a benefit. But what's even worse is that's not a benefit, because it's actually, like I've said, it's encouraging laziness, and laziness is not a benefit. Laziness is what makes you not make YouTube videos for 2 weeks. I swear I'll have that Gate Shotgun Pack one very soon. I just got to make the script and then record it like I'm doing with this one. But there is no benefit to these saves other than Overkill getting money, encouraging laziness. No benefit whatsoever. The benefit is money, but laziness. It's like that press the button thing. Or yeah, it's like press the button. It's like you get loads of money, but you're extremely lazy. Something like that. I can't think of a good example, but if you can understand what I'm getting at here, then I've done my job. I've done something at least. So, are the saves worth opening? Are the saves worth buying? Are the skins worth buying? Is anything like skin related in this game worth buying? No. Why? Each of the reasons that I said here. The only benefit Overkill, unless you want to get a game you really like, it encourages laziness. If you unlock a skin for a weapon that you don't have the DLC for, you have to buy the DLC to use that skin as well, which is really frustrating, because I actually went, I was missing a few, like maybe 2 or 3 DLC, and I know I started doing this job to do the DLC for Payday, and it's kind of stupid that I didn't have all the DLC already, but I got a skin, and I couldn't use it because I need that specific DLC, so I went and I bought the DLC. I got all of it now, so I have the masks and all now, but that's... I'm pretty sure that I barely use any of the skins. I only use them if I'm messing with my friends and I'm like, hey, look at this 3 cent skin that I got because I just bought it because it looks so stupid. And I actually, do you know what? I haven't even covered the fact that there are multiple types of the skins. There's battle worn, well used, lightly marked. So when you were opening that completely overkill pack thing, this is what I wanted to mention. I completely forgot about it earlier when I was talking about the completely overkill safe. If you open that and you got your really cool skin, and you're like, oh yeah, and then you look at it and it's all broken up and it's marked, and you're like, what the hell? And you look at it and it says battle worn. It's so ugly. All the skins, no matter what it is, common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, if they are, no, I don't know if legendary skins can be battle worn or well used, but if they are well used or battle worn, they are the ugliest things ever, and you will never want them. And what's worse is you just spend your €2 or whatever if you unboxed it. I'm gonna say unboxed because that's literally all it is. If you unboxed it and got that skin, tough luck. Now, clearly, it's the exact same situation in Counter-Strike and Team Fortress, so I'm not just picking on, well, I am kind of, so far I've been picking on Payday 2 for just doing it, but every game that has this kind of system needs to stop unless they're using the money from it to get content out quicker. As of this recording, I have literally no idea if Team Fortress or Counter-Strike also uses the money to do, like, updates. They might, or they might not, but I don't know. But it's just so frustrating that you get the skin, and you're like, oh look, these skins on the little bottom there are spinning across. You're like, oh, they're really cool. And then you get it, and it's battle worn, and it's missing so much of it. I got a shotgun. I can't remember what it's called. It's like called the Black Thunder or something. It's the double-barreled shotgun, the little one that it's great for dodge builds if you can aim. And I don't know, I think it was battle worn as well. And the top of it, there's little white streaks, like it's like someone literally took the skin out, was like, oh cool, you got a skin, and then they start clawing at it like, ugh. And I was so annoyed. And do you know how much the skin goes for? 3 cents. I wasn't even bothered selling it. There's no point. I get 1 cent from it. Overkill get 1 cent, and Valve get 1 cent. And then you say you have those 100 people who are like, oh, I got a shit skin, so I'm gonna go sell it. Then Overkill gets a 10 cent. Yeah, and then Valve gets 5 cent. And then you say 1,000 people who do it. Then Overkill gets €1. And then Valve gets 50 cent, and then you say there's 10,000 people, Overkill get €10, and blah blah blah, $10, and the entire situation has just severely annoyed me, to the point where I don't want to buy anything more off Overkill, but any DLC they review, or any DLC they release, any DLC they release, I will buy it, not because it's Overkill and because they released it, but because of the fact that, well, okay, and maybe it is because it's not in that sense, but I mean, like, the reason I'd buy it is to support them, but not support them through skins. If I buy that DLC for €5, it's €5. That's it. It's €5 all they're getting off me for that DLC. I'm not going to go and buy a drill for €2 and then sell it for 7. And then the Overkill get the €2, and then they also get the 10% from that as well. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to open any more saves or do anything more. Any saves that come out, I'm only going to open the free ones. And even then, I'm not going to sell the skins, because when they release the free ones, then you sell the skin because you don't like it, and they still get money even though the drill was free, and the safe was free. And it's just typical Overkill. They say it's going to be free, and they still get money from it. Now, obviously, you need money to run the company, but it's just so frustrating to know that they can get away with this kind of stuff, with the only kind of backlash being people making negative reviews on Payday 2, and a few people going, I'm going to uninstall Payday 2, when in realistic terms, after like maybe 5 days, they'll have the game reinstalled, and they'll be back playing it, and they'll be like, oh, maybe I got the skin from the thing because it was free. Do you know what? I'm going to go and get another skin. I'm going to go buy 3 cent skins, 4 cent skins, or do you know what? Just because I have €2 on here, I'm going to go buy a drill, and I'm going to open it, and if I get a good skin, I'm going to sell it. And then they sell it, and Overkill gets the money, they buy the drill, and I'm annoyed. That's all I can say about it. But I'm going to keep going with this DLC thing until I have finished all of Payday 2. And I don't want to say it, but hopefully they stop bringing out the DLC soon. Why? I don't know. There's something. There's something there that just, I don't want to buy the DLC anymore, knowing that this is the way that this is working out. And that makes me want to buy nothing, like in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, or Team Fortress 2, or any other game that has microtransactions like this. It just makes me want to not buy anything where you can sell it again, because I know that they're getting the money for doing literally nothing. For sitting there, scratching their ass, looking at their phone, picking their nose, doing absolutely nothing, and it is infuriating. This has been DLC Reviewer talking about saves and what a load of shit they are. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening even. I don't even know what's being played right now. You could be looking at a picture of a gorilla sitting on top of a truck saying, "I'm Iron Man" or something. But this has been DLC Reviewer. If you liked what you saw, like it. If you enjoyed listening to me ramble on about stupid microtransactions in pretty much every game, subscribe if you liked it as well, and you know, subscribe if you like my rambling, and you know, if you just like my content in general, I'll leave 2 annotations down at the bottom, pointing to my Gauge Weapon Pack 1 and Gauge Sniper Pack. Gauge Shotgun Pack will be next. I promise it'll be here soon. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.